What's going on, guys? Rob with 3STRONG here. Today I want to talk about a highly overlooked area of the body, and that's the calves. They're a lot of times ignored, especially when you get those meatheads where everything is about the upper body, and maybe they do some thigh work or whatever, but the calves are overlooked. It's even in runners. When you're running, a lot of times, obviously the calves are working to be able to absorb the impact. But one thing I will note is that working with middle-aged men, I've seen more calf injuries in that age group, in that demographic, than any other age group. And because those muscles are really high-force, high-powered springs, and if they're not trained, they get weak, they get brittle, and things are going to snap. And so I'm going to give you some exercises to develop your calf strength, to develop the strength in your Achilles tendons, and also just to create some shape in the lower leg if you're looking for that. So let's just go over kind of the anatomy of the calf. The calf is actually, it's technically 3 different muscles, but I'm only going to talk about 2 of them. And that's the soleus, so I'll show you on my leg. You see here that the calf muscle is essentially just this kind of two-headed beast right here. It's better on this leg, sorry, I don't know why. But you see kind of the outside head here and then the inside head. That is the gastrocnemius. That one is actually active, more active when the leg is straight. And then as I bend the leg, this muscle gets soft. And you can notice, see this line right here? There's actually a thinner muscle, a flatter muscle that lies underneath. That's called the soleus. And that guy works at all times. So regardless of whether the leg is straight, the leg is bent, that little soleus underneath is going to be working all the time. So that's why in the gym you see the seated calf raise. The seated calf raise is more focused on working that muscle underneath the soleus to create a little bit of width. And that's actually a really important muscle to work because we're always on our feet. We're always moving, and every activity that we do on our feet is going to work that muscle. And then as we do more high-powered things like jumping, sprinting, running, things like that, now the gastrocnemius, the one sitting on top, kicks in, and now you have both of those muscles working. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do at home, because we don't really have a seated calf raise at home. I'm sure you don't, unless you have a kid that's bouncing on your knee. But anyway, let me show you the exercises here. So first one, get a box or a step, anything that you have. I just have this to brace myself. You can use a dowel, you can use a wall, a railing, whatever you want. And you can start with two-leg calf raise. So here is our straight leg calf raise. So like I said, that's going to work the entire calf. And if that's okay with just the body weight, fine. But if you really want to challenge yourself, now you go single leg calf raise. Really helps to have that balance, and you're going to squeeze straight up, trying to point that toe as much as you can. So it really helps to have something to balance on. And then of course you want to get both sides and keeping a really good stretch, getting down and then driving back up. If you want a little bit more weight, what we would do is get the weight on the side that you want to work. Down and drive up. So really anything where you can hang your heel off of, and you really want to point that toe as much as you can, keeping that leg locked out so you work the bulk of your calf. When if you want to work your soleus a little bit more, one of the things that I would highly recommend, jump rope, barefoot, or in your socks. Give it a try. Your feet are going to be sore, the calves are going to be sore, but try those 2 things. Get on a step, do the standing calf raises, or jump rope in your socks or barefoot. Completely change the shape of your legs. Okay guys, see you tomorrow.